Hello fellow humans and welcome to the Madhouse. I suppose I should also add to that Turians, Quarians, Solarians, Krogans and Asari, because today's video is about Mass Effect. So welcome all of you fictional alien species. Now normally there wouldn't be a video up on a Tuesday, but because I'm moving out at the weekend and I really need to pack, there won't be one up on Friday, so I figured I'd bring out this one just to make sure I've got the content out. There will still be the Top 5 Wednesday video out tomorrow or today, depending on when this actually uploads, because it might take a long time to edit it, I don't know. And things should be back to normal next week. I may even start doing extra videos over the summer. It depends on what my timetable is like. I say timetable because I don't have an official one, but I'm trying to do something productive when I'm taking part in Camp NaNoWriMo. Now, enough about me. If you didn't know already, at the moment the E3 gaming convention is on, and that's a massive thing where various game developers and production companies announce their current projects and their releases for the next year and the next few years to try and build up hype for it and get people really excited so they go out and buy it. Now, several people are really excited about some other games, but for me it has to be the new Mass Effect. As you can see from that board that I spent an hour or so drawing this morning, so I hope you're grateful. Now, I could just stand here and talk about it, but I figured I'll watch it because I haven't seen the trailer yet. I've seen the pictures and the thumbnail, so I know what the logo looks like, and I have a rough idea of what's going to happen from the name, but I haven't seen it yet. So I'm going to watch it on my laptop, and if I can, I'll put it up there. If not, I'll skip the viewing part here. I'll have to put headphones on as well because I haven't checked copyright laws and whether or not I can play the sound out loud. See, I suppose I should really do my homework. Well, mature, that's expected, it's Mass Effect. Where's that then? It looks kind of Wild Westy, those could be vultures. An old cowboy went riding out one pretty. Very alien. Are those floating mountains? That's a cool ship. Fire tornadoes, now that's awesome. You know, actually, I think they are going for a Wild West theme here, because the music that they're playing is Johnny Cash's Ghost Riders in the Sky. Great song. What's that then? That's not a Mass Effect jump. That's not a big... It could be a wormhole. Big gun? N7, yes. Yeah, I was... They've got a new marker that they were promising it. Jetpacks. I've been wanting something like that for ages. So pretty. That's new technology. We've got the shields. And we're using the Omni-Shields as proper weapons now. Holiday 2016. Now, right. Whoops. Captured in engine. So the graphics we see there will be what the graphics in the game look like, although the design could be different. And Holiday 2016. Now, holiday presumably means the Christmas period, but it could mean many other holidays, and maybe it's a clue as to the name of the protagonist, because Shepard was called Shepard. Maybe the name of this unnamed protagonist is Holiday. Probably not though, it just probably means the Christmas Hanukkah kind of period. I assume it's Hanukkah, I don't know, I'm not an expert on Jewish festivals. But anyway, that was fantastic. And I'm excited now because the Andromeda was what I was thinking anyway, because they said that they were going to introduce new worlds and species, and it looked like we could see some of those new worlds there, and they were fighting something that looked kind of humanoid, but its head was a weird shape, and it had technology that I didn't recognise from any of the other species. I mean, there are some species whose technologies we don't see in the originals, in the first 3 games, but they're not that humanoid. It could potentially be Vulture, but their technology is very limited. So we have to assume that it's a new species, probably from the Andromeda galaxy. Which begs the question, because that transporty, tunnely thing, it looked like something from Doctor Who. Which makes me think, if it's something like Doctor Who and it doesn't look like a Mass Effect thing, is it a wormhole? Is it a controlled wormhole? Is that how they're getting to another galaxy? But can they come back? If they can't come back easily, it could add to the whole Wild West theme they seem to be going for. What with the deserty place and the cacti and the pistol thing. I'm not good with guns, it was some sort of pistol. A space pistol maybe, but again, still not good for anyone who is of that mind. And then of course there was the Johnny Cash music. Great song as well. Made me think about something as well, because that song, it's a... And you better change your ways or with us you will ride. Trying to catch the devil's herd across the endless skies. Now, I'm not entirely sure what that means, but it could in fact be something quite prophetic. Maybe... Shut up. It's annoying living here. There's an Air Force base nearby. It makes a lot of noise. But it's very pretty, so that kind of makes up for it, I suppose. You know, I don't remember what my last sentence was. And another thing as well, that it's in the Andromeda galaxy, and there was already quite a lot of mythological references in Mass Effect, the most obvious one being Cerberus and the Charon relay, the 3-headed dog that guards the entrance to the underworld, and the ferryman. Makes sense. But what if there's something else? Andromeda is of course the one who's said to be more beautiful than, depending on which version of the story you listen to, it's Thetis, Metis, Aphrodite or Hera. All of them are very dangerous things to say because they're goddesses. Which makes me think then, are we going to encounter a race like the Asari which is considered beautiful? Or are we going to discover the secret of the Asari? Because in number 2, I believe it was, on Ilium, there were those drunk people of 3 different species in the bar who all saw the Asari as looking like them, but perhaps not. Also, I'm really excited to see the return of N7, which is... It was what was expected, because the N7 is the most effective branch of the human special forces, and if they are doing missions into another galaxy, then you want the best of the best to do it. Perhaps it's happening during the time of the Reaper invasion, which could explain perhaps why they said that it wasn't going to be a prequel or sequel, which leaves only the present. But because if they got there by wormhole, there would be time differences unless they're not taking that into account. So it could start in the past or in the future and happen in the present, or vice versa. It's really cool. And of course, another question that I'm wondering is, who are the enemies? We see these aliens, and there appear to be 2 N7 people and a female Krogan who are fighting these strange aliens with their high-tech ships, and it makes me wonder, are those the enemies? But we don't know enough about them. I would imagine that unless they're taking this in a completely different direction, where the enemies are not some ancient machines, obviously, but perhaps, whoops, the enemies aren't some sentient machine technology hybrids, but perhaps some sort of ancient creature or a modern bioweapon of sorts, perhaps some sort of nano weapon. That's something that I would love to see in any sci-fi thing, so I'd really like to see it in Mass Effect, but there is no evidence for it at all. This is just my hope now. Also, can we talk about the new Marco and the jetpacks? The Marco, it looks much sleeker and shiny and far more aerodynamic. It seemed to move much better. We don't know if it still has the thrusters because we didn't see it closely enough, but it looks just as durable, and if it's the Mako, it should be able to withstand a pounding. But then also, the jetpacks. I love jetpacks. One of my favourite game series was the Destroy All Humans series, not just because there was wanton violence and lots of sex jokes which I didn't get at the time but understand now, because of the jetpacks. There was so much freedom of movement, and hopefully this will bring that into it, because I wanted not to be trapped in two planes in the other games. We had a slight improvement really in number 3 when you could jump over an obstacle at specific moments, but there was no freedom of movement like that. It had to be for that purpose. Whereas a jetpack should allow far greater movement and exploration, which makes me think as well, because it's being run on the Frostbite 3 engine, I believe, the same one as Dragon Age Inquisition, that the worlds that we'll get to see are going to be much larger or far more detailed. And the last thing I want to mention as well, the Omni tools. They don't make much use of them at all in the first 2 games, and in the third one they're suddenly able to use it as a weapon, and they mention in some of the codex entries that it apparently always had that function but no one needed to use it, but here they seem to be making much more use of it as a blade, as a boxing glove essentially, something to add greater force to one's movements. And I think that can only be a good thing, because it offers far more flexibility and choice, and if it can be combined with the jetpack as we saw there, although that may just be for the cinematic shot, we don't know, it could do serious damage, and it looks bloody cool. Now, I could keep talking about this. I have several more ideas because my mind works fast, but I can't talk about them for an hour because no one will listen. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please let me know what you think. Are there any games you're anticipating coming out the next few years? And what are your thoughts on Mass Effect Andromeda? Because I am seriously excited. I know it's commercialism and I've heard next to no information, but I've been waiting for this for some time. I'm honestly of the opinion that Mass Effect is probably the best game series ever made. I don't know why people don't like the endings to the third one. I love them. I have a friend who wrote her university dissertation on Mass Effect. So there's a lot of stuff in there to work with, and I think it's really fantastic and wonderful, and I have to see more. As always, please click like and subscribe. You know why? Because I'm Commander Shepard and this is my favourite video on the Citadel. My god, I could not do an impression of Mark Meir or Jennifer Hale. That's terrible. How about I've got to do some calibrations. Nope, still can't do the voices. Cheers!